everyone, welcome. You're watching the Monday edition of 6 Stories at 6. I am Tanisha Avasthi. Here are the top 6 stories that have made headlines today. The quick commerce are now under immense scrutiny, and this comes after Zepto's food license was cancelled by the Maharashtra FDA in Mumbai's Dharavi. We get you the ground report on what is the quality of the other warehouses. Moving on, we will tell you about how in Bihar, a 10-year-old minor, a rape victim, was made to wait for 6 hours for urgent treatment in an ambulance. She ultimately succumbed to her injuries, and this has raised serious questions over the law and order of the state. Also on the show is the story of the 104-year-old man who got justice, but after 48 long years. Now, this is a report that raises big and serious questions on the country's legal system. Meanwhile, Salman Khurshid has once again questioned his own party and asked, is it so difficult to become a patriot? We get you the details on what he has said. Now, meanwhile, in the state of Assam, it is reeling under floods. We get you a ground report on what the situation looks like right now. And finally, the moment of the Norway Chess 2025, where Gukesh defeated world number 1. So these are the 6 stories that we have lined up for you, starting first up with the top story. Now, following the Maharashtra Food and Drug Administration raid at the Dharavi outlet of parent company of the popular instant grocery delivery platform Zepto, and consequent suspension of its food business license on the ground of violation of hygiene rules. Now, the state FDA is planning to inspect the facilities of quick commerce companies, including Blinkit and Instamart. Now, after FDA's strong stance against Zepto, it was found that a foul-smelling washroom stood just feet away, stored from the stored food items at Zepto warehouse, and this was in Mayur Vihar Phase 1 in the national capital. Yet, operations continues as normal. The incident has now raised serious questions about food safety in quick commerce post several customer complaints on the platform X, highlighting similar issues. Now, the lens is not just on one company, but on all quick commerce applications, because the customers certainly don't want dirt, filth, and expired products delivered.
Quick commerce aggregators of India are under fire. What is supposed to be quick, clean, and convenient is now triggering serious health concerns. It all started with food inspectors visiting a Dharavi warehouse. And what they found there was nothing less than disgusting, shocking, and outrageous. Fungus on food. You heard that right. Products meant for doorstep delivery rotting with visible contamination. The floors? Soaked, filthy, and slippery, a breeding ground for disease. Storage? A complete mess. Food items dumped without any organization. Fresh, frozen, expired, all jumbled together. Unhygienic packaging, damaged seals, and expired goods. Some still carrying clearly visible expiry dates. Shockingly, food was found placed directly on wet, grimy floors without any protective layering. Some next to clogged drains. No segregation, no safety protocols, and a blatant violation of health codes and customer trust.
मैं अंदर हूँ मौजूद और तस्वीरें दिखा रहा हूँ कि एफडीए ने कल यहाँ पर रेड किया था, और जहाँ यहाँ पर जो सामान है कहीं न कहीं जो फूड सेफ्टी का गाइडलाइन होता है उसको पालन नहीं किया गया। मैं तस्वीरें दिखा रहा हूँ किस तरह से अंदर यहाँ पे रखे हुए सामान, और देख सकते हैं किस तरह से यहाँ पे जो नियम है उसका पालन नहीं किया गया, जिसके बाद एफडीए ने लाइसेंस कैंसिल कर दिया है।
In fact, FDA Commissioner of Maharashtra Rajesh Navrekar also suspended the license of the warehouse and said that it will be revoked only if all conditions are met.
Actually, as per the Act, they will be given the improvement notice. So they have to fulfill all the parameters as mentioned in the improvement notice. And once they come back with the improvement notice, then we will re-verify all the parameters whether they have fulfilled or not.
But it isn't just Dharavi. Other parts of the country too have turned to witness this horror.
अच्छा, मुझे ये बताइएगा, आप यहाँ पे मैनेजमेंट देखते हैं, यहाँ पे मैनेजर कौन है यहाँ पे इस वेयर हाउस के? मैनेजर अभी आए नहीं है। और यहाँ पर गंदगी बहुत ज़्यादा है। इस वेयर हाउस के अंदर हम आए हैं, अगर यहाँ पर देखें आप, ये जो पूरा एरिया है इसके अंदर कितना गंद फैला हुआ है, चीज़ें सड़ रही हैं, फंगस लगे हुए हैं। ज़रा इस तरफ दिखाएं, ज़रा मैं अपने विजय सुरेंद्र शाह से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि यहाँ इस तरफ दिखाएं। ये पूरा वेयर हाउस में जो है बहुत ज़्यादा गंदगी है यहाँ पर। इस और बाएँ की तरफ भी दिखाएं। अच्छा मुझे बताइए यहाँ पर कौन अभी टीम लीड कौन है आपका इस वक्त यहाँ पर? बुलाइए राणा सर को यहाँ पर बुलाइए इस वक्त। हाँ, यहाँ पे इतने सारे लोग काम करते हैं, इतने सारे स्टाफ हैं यहाँ पर, मैनेजमेंट कौन देखता है यहाँ पे? इतनी सारी गंदगी फैली हुई है, कौन है? ज़रा बुलाइए उनको ज़रा, कौन है आपके राणा साहब? अच्छा राणा जी मुझे ही बताइए, कहाँ है राणा जी? अच्छा ये फंगस है यहाँ पे, देखिए आप, ये किस तरीके से लगा हुआ है यहाँ पे?
सर ये अभी साफ हो रहा है। अभी
कब साफ होगा?
अभी अंकल आ रखे हैं, वो साफ करेंगे।
सच बताइए, क्या आपको लगता है ये एक दिन का कचरा है? ज़रा
नहीं सर, एक दिन का तो नहीं है, बट ये अभी हो रहा है, सफाई हो रहा है। अभी गत्ते साफ होंगे ना।
10 दिन से ज़्यादा का डंप किया हुआ कचरा है। महक
जी
नहीं आ रही
सर।
आपको? बदबू नहीं लग रही है साहब?
सर लग रही है, बट अभी सफाई होने वाली है।
स्टोर के जो सीनियर ऑफिशियल हैं उनका कहना है कि उन्होंने एक कंप्लेन जो है वो लगातार सीनियर अथॉरिटीज़ के साथ रेस की है, लेकिन ये जो डेवलपमेंट है और जो सफाई का काम है, जो फंगस रिमूवल का काम है, वो इस तरीके से यहाँ पर नहीं हो पाया। और यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं पूरे जो विजुअल्स हैं यहाँ पर वेयर हाउस के, उसके इसके अंदर जो गंदगी है वो असल तस्वीर जो है वो रिपब्लिक के कैमरे पे बयान करती है।
This is the exact condition of warehouse in Mayur Bihar phase 1. I would also ask my camera person, एक minute, I would also ask my camera person to kindly come and show you the visuals from here. It's a bit unhygienic as you can see below, and these are the items which are placed. You can see these are the cartons, and this is the exact place. This is what we were also talking about. The hygienic standards are not maintained. This is the washroom which is open, and as you can see, look at this floor. It is in fact dirty. There are things which are kept here.
For a company delivering food to millions, this is not just a lapse, it is crime against humanity. With visuals now going viral, Zepto is facing the heat from angry delivery personnel to food safety authorities. In fact, Zepto delivery personnel also staged a protest as the blame was initially on them for the poor condition of the packages. The question is loud and clear. Are these companies delivering speed or sickness? With online grocery platforms under growing scrutiny, the FDA says compliance cannot be compromised even in the race for 10-minute deliveries.
All right, before we move to the next story, there is some big breaking news coming in where we learn that an Indigo aircraft carrying passengers from Patna to Ranchi has reported a bird hit while making an ill-bound turn to land approximately 10 to 12 nautical miles from the airport to an altitude of nearly 3,000 to 4,000 feet. Now we learn that the bird was suspected to be a large one, possibly a vulture. An emergency landing was requested. The aircraft landed safely around 13:14 p.m., 1300 hours. All passengers, we learn, are safe, and the aircraft is currently grounded for further clearance. This is via the airport director of Birsa Munda Airport in Ranchi. We also learned that the Patna-Ranchi Indigo flight experienced a bird strike from some 12 nautical miles away from Ranchi today. The plane has now been grounded for further operations. Moving on to the second story that we're tracking on this edition, in a gut-wrenching case that has come to light from the state of Bihar. A 10-year-old victim of rape lost her life after she was made to allegedly wait for hours at the Patna hospital. Now, the minor was raped on the May 26th in her village in Muzaffarpur and brought to the Patna Medical College and Hospital on Saturday. Now, in a critical condition, the rape victim referred to Patna Hospital was allegedly left waiting in an ambulance for nearly 6 hours. Now, we learn that this has raised serious questions regarding the law and order situation in the state of Bihar. The victim's mother is seeking justice. Listen in to what she has to say.
तो लोग पूरा 3 बार गला चीरा। बच्ची खुद बता रही थी कि हमको 3 बार गला चीर दिया है और 3 बार पेट भी चीर दिया। ऐसा सारा बात बता रही थी हमारा बच्ची।
पटना में अस्पताल में क्या हुआ था? पटना में अस्पताल में परेशानी हुई इलाज कराने में आप लोगों को?
गए थे तो 4 घंटा 3 घंटा रख लिया गाड़िए में।
अच्छा।
नहीं भर्ती कर रहा था। वहाँ सब लोग गए, इतना मीडिया वाला भी गए, वहाँ सब चीज हुआ, तब पर भी नहीं रख रहा था। कहता था कि नहीं है सीट खाली। 2-3 जगह घूम के गए तो ये कह रहा था सीटें न खाली है। अब मंत्री लोग गए तब वहाँ सीट दिलवाए, मारपीट हुआ भी, सीट दिलवाए, तब तक उसको हवा लगल था।
Now, while victim's mother had to say that her daughter was denied urgent treatment, we spoke to the superintendent of the Patna hospital, where he denied to all the allegation and said that the post-mortem will reveal the truth. Listen in.
वो मैसिव इंजुरी था, चेस्ट इंजुरी था, गला पर भी था, प्राइवेट पार्ट में भी इंजुरी था, तो काफ़ी था, ट्रैकिया वगैरह वगैरह सब कट चुका था और वहाँ पर से टी पीस पर रख करके भेजा गया। दोस्ती के 5 दिन वहाँ रख दिया गया। तो 5 दिन में जो है सो मे बी कि आप समझ सकते हैं कि अगर मैसिव इंजरी पहले से होगा और 5 दिन कहीं पर रख लिया जाएगा तो उसके बाद क्या हालत होगा। तो यहाँ जो आई थी सीरियस कंडीशन में आई, चूँकि क्रिटिकल कंडीशन था तो प्रोग्नोसिस तो काफ़ी गंभीर था ही। और इसके बाद 6-15 में उनको जो है वेंट पर रखा गया बच्ची को, क्योंकि ट्यूब लगा हुआ था पहले से, तो सांस लेने में फिर दिक्कत हो रही थी, ऑक्सीजन सेचुरेशन गिर रहा था, तो वेंट पर रखा गया। लेकिन इतना ज़्यादा मैसिव इंजरी था कि उसको बचाना आसान बात नहीं था। और
Ladies and gentlemen, it is said that justice delayed is justice denied. And so has been the case with a 104-year-old man from Uttar Pradesh, Lakhan Pasi. This man is Lakhan Pasi, a 104-year-old man who spent 48 years in jail on charges of murder and attempted murder. He was released from Uttar Pradesh's Kaushambi district jail after being acquitted by a high court. Now, a resident of the village in Kaushambi district, Lakhan, was born on January 4th, 1921. According to his jail records, he was arrested in 1977. Lakhan was involved in the death of a man named Prabhu Saroj, who was killed during a fight between two groups on August 16, 1977. He, along with 3 other men, were then sentenced to life imprisonment by the District and Sessions Court in Prayagraj in 1982. Subsequently, he appealed to the Allahabad High Court, which acquitted him after 43 years on May 2nd, 2025. Lakhan's release came after the Allahabad High Court acquitted him earlier this month. We are being joined by our colleague Ajay Dubey, who is reporting live from Kaushambi, from the native village of Lakhan. Ajay, take us through what's the atmosphere there, and if you can speak to Lakhan and listen from him on what his ordeal has been for the 48 years of his life.
I'm sitting with Lakhan only, and I will show you the visuals. Here we have Lakhan with us, and anything I'm asking to him, he's smiling and he's giving answer. 48 years, that was the time that case took place, and after 48 years he's sitting here, and after the legal process and what he's doing, what he's telling is very interesting to discuss with him. क्या लखन चाचा बताइए, क्या कहेंगे, इतना कुछ हुआ, क्या कहेंगे आप? 48 साल लग गया आपको।
साहब कहा कही, आप समझाते हैं कहा कही। हाँ,
मुस्कुरा बहुत रहे हो आप। 48 साल बहुत होता है, लोगों की जिंदगी गुजर 48 साल उम्र नहीं होती है लोगों की, आपका केस 48 साल चला है। क्या मन का भाव है, अब क्या कहिएगा?
हाँ, अब साहब जब कुछ कमाने लायक है नहीं, अब तो सरकार हमको ये खाए बैठे बैठे।
हाँ? बताओ उनका, जब पूरा ये मामला भवा रहा तो माई बापू रहे, माई बापू रहे तब?
हाँ रहे, ये समझने के 12 साल पे खत्म हो गया। हाँ
खत्म हो गया।
हाँ खत्म हो गया।
पूरा इतना लंबा चला, पैसा रुपया ना रहा, एक चलते हुआ, इसे काहे हुआ?
भाई तो शायद पैसा नहीं रहा, तो बीच को रोन कर दिया है, फिर बनाए, फिर यह जमान कर कराई, पैसा रख साहब पेट दाइन दिया रहा है, फिर जो है
पैसा रुपया ना रहा, एक चलते ऐसा भाई।
हाँ, तो गिलास मांग ले जाई और फिर ना रहा तो यही मार समझ ले 6 महीने नहीं काटा। उनका कहा पैसा लगाई तो फिर दिमाग धै ली तो फिर सीधा खाली हो गई। फिर हम सब सरकारी फिर आपका ये टूट है आज बाहर।
देखिए हम आपको तस्वीरें दिखा रहे हैं, अपनी कहानी भी बता रहे हैं। बैक टू स्टूडियो।
Right, Ajay Dubey, thank you very much for getting us the ordeal of Lakhan Pasi. He is clearly the man that time has forgotten, and we'll keep on tracking that story very closely. But for now, we move on to the other stories that we are tracking. Now, Congress leader Salman Khurshid, member of a cross-party delegation travelling to partner nations as a part of an outreach after the April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack and Operation Sindoor, has hit back at his own party. Now, Salman Khurshid has slammed the opposition leaders, including those from his own party, for questioning participation in these missions. He said on X, and I quote, "When on a mission against terrorism to carry India's message to the world, is it distressing that people at home are calculating political allegiance? It is so difficult to be a patriot." He comments. Now, these comments follow the praise days earlier for the BJP-led federal government's August 2019 decision to scrap Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir and split the former state into two union territories. Here's how Salman Khurshid took a swipe at his own party today. Listen in.
People keep saying, what are you doing in a delegation where there are people from the BJP? What are you doing there? Now, what are we doing here? We are doing here is what is needed for the country. No matter which party you're from, today what is needed is a single voice to speak in favor of the nation, and that's what we are doing here. And I think when I say, is it so difficult to be a patriot, that's the question that has to be asked of those who are putting out tweets and saying things that I believe are not very encouraging when you want to do something for the nation.
Moving on now, nearly 8 people have lost their lives due to landslides in Assam in the past 24 hours, with nearly 2,000 others affected as heavy rains battered the state. Now, the Indian Meteorological Department's regional center in Guwahati has said that the moderate rainfall is very likely to occur at most places of Assam, while heavy to very heavy rainfall has been predicted at a few places and extremely heavy rainfall in isolated places. Now, Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Chief Minister of Assam, also visited flood-affected areas. Meanwhile, Republic is reporting from Ground Zero in Nagaon, Assam. Take a look.
Though the water level, as far as the urban floods in Assam were concerned, the water level has receded and people have got some respite. But if we talk about the overall flood scenario in the state, the flood scenario remains unchanged. And here are visuals from Nagaon district in southern Assam. We are right now at the Kampur revenue circle, and almost the entire revenue circle have been affected as far as Kampur revenue circle is concerned. And here are the visuals you can see. This is actually a road that connects more than 2-3 villages. The entire road, the entire more than 1 kilometer stretch of this road have been submerged by the flood waters of the Kopili. All necessary precautions are being taken, but as far as the response teams are concerned of the SDRF and NDRF, as many parts of the state is reeling under water, it is also taking some time for the SDRF and NDRF to go to the locations.
Moving on, they say emotions speak louder than words, but here emotions spoke louder than the scoreboard. This after world number 1, Carlsen suffered one of his most painful defeats to world champion D. Gukesh. Now, in complete frustration, watch how Carlsen punched the table in the reaction that was dramatic yet quintessentially Carlsen, especially considering how thoroughly he had dominated round 6 of the prestigious Norway Open Chess 2025 before blundering. Now, just days after securing a perfect win over the Indian Grandmaster, we learned that Gukesh secured a statement victory in the 6th round at Carlsen's own backyard, defeating him in classical time control for the first time in his career. Watch this historic moment.
Oh my God.
And that's all that we could pack in this edition of 6 Stories at 6. Thank you for watching. We will be back tomorrow, same time, with more agenda-setting stories. Coming up next after the break is Live and Breaking.